In this episode of Money Minds, we will talk about Warren Buffett's 50 rule. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode. If you are new here, then consider subscribing for more amazing financial content. Warren Buffett is one of the world's greatest investors. He has built an investment empire that spans over 6 decades, and he has outperformed every other major index in the world. And although he is very private when it comes to his personal life, he has shared some of the secrets behind his success with the public. And today, we will be talking about one of those secrets, and that is Warren Buffett's 50 rule. The first thing that I want you to do is to like this video. It really helps us spread our message to more people and motivate them to improve their financial literacy. So let's get started. Rule No. 1. Don't spend more than 50% of your income. This is probably the most important rule in all of finance. And if you follow it, it will set you up for financial success. Even though we live in a consumer-driven economy where spending money is encouraged, the truth is that if you spend more than you earn, you will never be able to save or invest. And if you can't save or invest, you will never be able to retire. There are 3 main reasons why this rule is so important. The first reason is that if you spend more than you earn, you will live paycheck to paycheck. This means that you will always be struggling to make ends meet and you will never have any extra money to save or invest. This is the worst financial position that you can be in because you are constantly stressed about money and you have no financial freedom. The second reason is that if you spend more than you earn, you will go into debt. Debt is expensive and it is a burden that can easily crush you. If you are constantly living in debt, you will never be able to achieve your financial goals. And the third reason is that if you spend more than you earn, you will lose opportunities. When you are broke, you miss out on opportunities. You might miss out on an opportunity to invest in a property or in a business or even an opportunity to travel. So how do you avoid the mistakes of spending more than you earn? Well, there are a few things that you can do. First, you need to track your spending. You need to know where your money is going so that you can cut back on unnecessary expenses. Second, you need to create a budget and stick to it. A budget will help you allocate your money wisely and ensure that you are not spending more than you should. Third, you need to save at least 10% of your income. This is a good starting point, and it will help you build an emergency fund and start investing. And finally, you need to invest your money wisely. Don't invest in things that you don't understand or that are too risky. You want to grow your money over time, so be patient and invest in solid businesses. Rule number 2, spend 30 on needs, 50 on wants, and 20 on savings. This is another way to look at Warren Buffett's 50 rule. He recommends that people should spend 50% of their income on needs, 30% on wants, and 20% on savings. This is a great way to manage your finances and ensure that you are spending your money wisely. Needs are the things that you absolutely need to survive, such as food, clothing, and shelter. Wants are the things that you want but that you could do without, such as a new car or a vacation. Savings is the amount of money that you put aside each month for emergencies or for the future. When you use this method, you need to make sure that you are putting your needs first. This means that you should spend only on the things that you need and that you should not be tempted to buy unnecessary luxuries. You also need to make sure that you are saving enough money. It is important to have an emergency fund so that you can fall back on when things go wrong. Having an emergency fund can help you avoid going into debt when unexpected expenses arise. Finally, you need to make sure that you are tracking your spending. This will help you identify areas where you can cut back and save more money. Rule number 3, save at least half. This is probably the most important part of the 50 rule. If you don't save at least 50% of your income, you will never be able to achieve your financial goals. Saving money is essential if you want to be able to retire comfortably. It also gives you the ability to take advantage of opportunities when they arise. When you have money saved up, you are not going to be stressed when an opportunity presents itself. You will be able to take advantage of it So how do you actually save at least 50 of your income? Well, there are a few things that you can do. First, you need to automate your savings. This means that you should set up a system where a certain amount of money is automatically deducted from your paycheck and put into your savings account. Second, you need to increase your income. This can be done by working overtime, taking on a side hustle, or even starting a business. The more money you make, the easier it will be to save. And third, you need to cut back on your spending. As we discussed earlier, you need to track your spending and identify areas where you can cut back. You may not be able to save 50 of your income right away, but as you increase your income and cut back on your spending, you will eventually reach that goal. Rule No. 4: understand your motivation for saving. It's important to understand why you're saving money. Are you saving for retirement, for a down payment on a house, or for your children's education? Your motivation for saving will change the way you approach it. For example, if you are saving for retirement, you can afford to take more risks with your investments since you have a long time horizon. However, if you are saving for a down payment on a house, you will need to be more conservative with your investments since you will need the money in a shorter period of time. It is also important to set realistic goals for yourself. Do and try to save 50% of your income you know that you can't afford it. Start small and work your way up. It is better to save 10% of your income consistently than to try to save 50% and fail. Also, remember to reward yourself when you reach your savings goals. This will help you stay motivated and on track. Rule number 5: live below your means. This is probably the most important rule of all. If you want to be financially successful, you need to learn to live below your means. No matter how much money you make, if you live beyond your means, you will always be broke. But if you live below your means, you will be able to save and invest your money and eventually achieve your financial goals. So how do you actually live below your means? Well, there are a few things that you can do. First, you need to be aware of your lifestyle inflation. This is the tendency for your spending to increase as your income increases. For example, if you get a raise at work, you might be tempted to spend more money on clothes, vacations, and other luxuries. However, if you are living below your means, you will resist this temptation and instead save or invest the extra money. Second, you need to focus on your long-term goals. Don't be tempted to spend money on things that will not help you achieve your long-term goals. Instead, focus on making smart investments that will pay off in the future. Third, you need to be patient. Living below your means is not easy, especially in a consumer-driven economy where we are constantly bombarded with advertising telling us to spend money. However, if you are patient and committed to your financial goals, you will eventually be able to live below your means. That's all for today's episode, and I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think about Warren Buffett's 50 rule in the comments below. If you liked this episode, please hit the like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.